Welcome back to the Think See Listen YouTube channel, where I give it to you raw and uncut and uncensored and unedited and completely unprofessional. All for the glory of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. I'm just gonna tell you the story about moving to North Carolina from the Philly area. I had a cousin who moved up to the where I always wanted to move, and my keyboard buddy, he also moved to where I always wanted to move, but I never really, I don't know. It was easy to play with him, but it was hard to do anything else, like exist near him. Anyway, not all bad, but I got to Asheville. Okay, now I just gave away where I live. I don't want to do that, but you'd find out not too hard. You could just go to the links in my channel and you see all this stuff for yourself. But uh yeah, I got to Asheville. I wanted to go see my homeless friend who I met while I was on my busking journey. Um, my friend Happy, he let me play my music at his spot, and we were buddies. And that was the first thing I did when I got to Asheville. I went to the downtown. I went to go to Happy's spot and they had a sign there at his wall, and he passed away like a month earlier. And that was a bummer. But kind of, I'd go downtown and see the old street musicians that I kind of befriended a year or so earlier, and they would give me this like coldness. This one guy I met, because I actually had played on the radio. Maybe I'll put that in the link. Put the link to that whole thing in the description. You could listen to that whole radio thing. But one guy I met through those people, he was playing out on the street, and I remember like walking near, and he started singing this is like welcome, and so you moved to Carolina where no one likes you. It was like the people I had kind of befriended earlier, they weren't my friends anymore. They didn't really care to see me existing. Yeah, I'd go to do the nightlife stuff, go to different pubs. People would be talking. I remember it's all the same stuff, man. People talking about the things that you're thinking and researching and doing in your private life. I remember walking into this one place, and this couple were maybe two or three people, and they're talking about what I was just researching before. I'm like, oh man, I was just researching that. Like, yeah, I loved learning about all that stuff. Like, I know all about. I don't remember exactly what they said, but I remember, and then they just like, oh, you'd think these people would be down to have a conversation when they do these things, and you like, oh man, I love that stuff. I could talk about that all day long. Like, oh well, I just wanted to say it while you were in earshot. I don't want to hear that. What else? Oh, by the time I got to my own place, because there's just tons of Freemason lodges out here, but I'd see the white or the one headlight people on my road. There's a lodge at the end of my road. You get a job. Yeah. You're the outsider. I remember my first job. I mean, I got my first job like 2 days after getting here. 'Cause in construction, if you got like any kind of skills, getting work isn't hard. But just the types of people you end up working with. And they'll invite you to a party. I remember getting invited to the Thanksgiving, and it's like all these people talk and talk, and they're not saying anything. They're like talking in another language. Get invited out to people's houses, and everybody's there's talking about stuff, and it's like they're speaking another language. Like I literally have nothing to contribute. Yeah. Oh, keyboard buddy. Yeah. Oh man, I remember going downtown and people would be talking about my keyboard buddy. Oh, you know this guy? Yeah, he's so cool. He makes his own kefir and kombucha and stuff. And I can't stand these people. I don't know, man. Getting gang stalked. At some point, I remember, like, after moving to Carolina, I had this shift where I started researching the like witchcraft side of things, and I kind of got to believe in like maybe this is all just witchcraft and not psychotronics, not government or like uh, cause it's all similar symptoms when you're dealing with black magic and witchcraft and all that. And I like kind of forgot about the whole TI thing. Started focusing more on the spiritual side. But yeah, I would uh just started to isolate myself because I would go out and people would pick fights with me. Girls would start screaming like I remember somebody was saying something about misogynist, and I kept on hearing that word, and just curious. I'm like, hey, what's a misogynist? I hear that word a lot, and this girl behind me just started yelling, calling me a rapist and all kinds of stuff. Or I told this one girl I was getting along with her girlfriend really well, and she's like, "Oh, we gotta go. I gotta take her to the airport. She's going to Ireland." I'm like, "Oh, I'm Irish." Well, top of the morning to you. Have a great day. I hope you have a safe flight. And she started calling me white privilege and stuff. I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna have that. Just because I can do good accents and have fun, we're not gonna go there. Like that turned out to be a good thing. But yeah, there's a spiritual aspect to all of this hive mind mentality, man. Like I don't know. I still struggle with these people are paid or they're just it's like demons jumping in and out of people. Like the movie Fallen with Denzel. That movie Fallen with Denzel Washington, that shows a pretty good like idea of what a phenomena could feel like being gang stalked. But yeah. Yeah, like so I've been gone for 2 weeks from the eye of you guys. You haven't seen my face in 2 weeks or whatever. But I haven't had to deal with the Walmart people. Oh, I could tell you that story. So like while right where I left off last, like a couple weeks ago, I started talking about I was getting gas and this guy pulled up at the pump right next to me when I was getting in my car to leave, and I was thinking about all this stuff. it's all real fresh in my mind. I remember thinking, like, what happened to you when you were born? What's wrong with these people? Why are they doing this? Like, these poor people, man, they're. I don't know what. Like, everybody all of a sudden drives a nicer car than me, and. But, I don't know, so for a little bit of money, maybe a newer used car, I'm gonna go do this to people. It's just like, oh, it's time to be active again. We've been away, and we gotta make sure he knows we're still here. But anyway, I'm getting gas. And this is the thing with the gang stalkers. They're always looking at me before I look at them. I always make eye contact and they're looking already. Like they already see me and they're just waiting for me to notice them. But yeah, this is what I was trying to talk about in the Walmart people. The meme, Walmart people meme. That's what these people are. Well, this guy, I'm in the car. I'm just thinking, I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Why are they doing this? Yada yada yada. And I'm thinking about this, and this car pulls up at the pump next to me, and I look over, just because you see movement, and then this guy pulls up. He's he's driving. He drives up. This is like what I see. Okay,